Hey everybody, Wilfie here with yet another post about this ongoing obnoxious scam called WakeUpNow. It's tax season, so there's been a new round of, I guess, shill videos or scam videos trying to rope people into this thing and trying to prove, of course, that it's not a scam when it very obviously is. The reason tax season is important is this is the time of year people are getting their all their forms back from their employers and from miscellaneous income, including Form 1099 MISC. This is a form that's used to disclose payments made to independent contractors, to individuals outside the scope of regular employment. If you do a contract job for a company, and they pay you, if they pay you more than $600 in a year, they have to send you a Form 1099, just listing the income. They're very simple forms. I have one here on my desk somewhere that I've managed to misplace because I'm an idiot. But it's a really simple form. It's only got a few boxes, and it only typically has one box filled in. And if memory serves, that's box 3. I think it's called non-wage payments or something like that. The important point is it's the only box that ever contains any numbers, especially of interest here. And it's really simple. It's how much money did you pay this guy? So in most cases, if you get a contract gig to do $1,000 worth of work, and you do it, and you get paid, you'll get a 1099 at the end of the year showing the $1,000, flat out. They don't take any taxes out. You're responsible for paying the income tax on it, along with the self-employment tax, if you've really done this on your own without being in the umbrella of a company. That amounts to about 15% off the top, if I remember right. But I digress. Why am I bringing this up? Well, the latest set of videos I've seen from people shilling for WakeUpNow are showing off their tax forms to prove to people that they really do get paid. Oh boy! I made $600 last year on a scam! And the one video in particular that I watched that prompted me to post this was a guy that I've actually argued with before on this very channel on the topic of WakeUpNow. He's banned because he turned increasingly abusive, and there wasn't a productive conversation to be had. So there's no point in continuing it. But he posted a video showing that he got a 1099 MISC form from WakeUpNow. And it's comical. He goes to the point of showing us the envelope. He hides his address, but shows his full name, shows the name and address of WakeUpNow. And as he takes it out of the envelope, we get a... there's probably a reply right now. We probably get a view that looks about like this. There you go. Yeah, see right there. We get a view that looks like this. It's not that long either. He spends maybe, it's on camera, maybe 5 seconds. And you can't read any numbers off that, of course. He just wants to show us that it's a 1099 and it came from WakeUpNow. Then he shows just the lip of it. He shows himself reading it like this. And you know, you can just barely see the top of the form, and he goes, "That's a good amount of money." He never actually reveals how much he's paid. We don't see the form. We can't examine it. We never get an exact number. He won't read it to us either. So in other words, he's completely failing to disclose how much he actually got paid. And if he's trying to argue that $600 is a miraculous amount of money to be made out of this scheme, he's just lying through his teeth. There's no way $600 a year is going to give anybody financial independence. Now, why is he going to such efforts to try to show us something while cleverly disguising any actual evidence that that piece of paper could hold on it? Why is he trying to hide exactly how much money he made? And why won't anybody who works with or who's participating in the WakeUpNow scam disclose how much they make? was it turns out there's a policies and procedures manual published by WakeUpNow that all participants are required to acknowledge and abide by. If they fail to honor the terms in the policies and procedures manual, they risk having their entire account disabled, and they forfeit any payments they might actually be entitled to. So there's a very good reason why nobody discloses their income. That's section 4.7.3, income claims, and it reads, an IBO, when presenting or discussing the WakeUpNow opportunity or compensation plan to a prospective IBO, may not make income projections, income claims, or disclose his or her WakeUpNow income, including the showing of checks, copies of checks, bank statements, or tax records. Huh. Now, why on earth would a company like this literally forbid its participants from ever disclosing exactly how much they make? Could it be because it's a scam? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Keep in mind here, the company publishes its own income disclosure statement. And in fact, the same section I just quoted says, in addition, whenever a WakeUpNow presentation is made, the IBO must provide a current copy of the WakeUpNow income disclosure statement to the person to whom he or she is making the presentation. I happen to have that open here on this tab too. And here we are with all the magic numbers and details that we could ever want. The only people who get paid any amount at all, and remember, they include payments they make that just offset your $100 a month monthly fee. So the level here, Director 3, that shows the average annualized earnings of a Director 3 is $1,200. Keep in mind that that participant has to pay $1,200 a year to participate in the scheme. So the first 4 rows of this income disclosure statement don't mean a thing. They literally don't pay anything. So even if you make it to Director 3, good for you! You've earned 0! Good job. The only levels that pay any actual amount of money are Founder 3 and above. If you haven't made Founder 3, your average annualized income at Director 3 is $1,200 a year, and you have to pay that $1,200 back in to participate, so it's a wash. Everybody below that, regular IBOs, Director 1s, and Director 2s, make less than that. They lose money. Only Director 3s have any chance of breaking even. Incidentally, that encompasses 96% of all participants. Founder 3s comprise 4% of the remaining, 4% of all participants. They make a whopping $7,900 a year. Ooh, I can go buy a house on that income now, can't I? The higher tiers all show less than 1% of IBOs, meaning that 96% of all participants lose their shirts or lose money on this proposition for participating in WakeUpNow. The vast majority of the other 4% only makes a few thousand a year. Incidentally, Founder 3 requires you to have, I believe it's 3 active downlines and a ridiculous amount of, recruitment and, let me look here. You have to have 1,100, what is that? It's sideways, so it's a bit annoying here. 1,170 gross volume, meaning you have to generate at least $1,100 or $1,200 worth of income to WakeUpNow every month, just through sales and or recruitment before they even consider you to be qualified for this. And that's that $600 bonus right there. That $600 payment. If you manage to achieve that every single month for a year, congratulations, you're a Founder 3, and you're on your road to riches at a whopping $8,000 a year. Of course, that $1,200 a year you have to pay comes right out of that total. So you're back down to about, that looks to me like $6,600 or $6,700 a year. And you are basically 100% of all participants. The tiniest little sliver of people, way less than 1%, ever advance beyond that, up to Founder 4, the first rung that actually makes what you could reasonably call a decent annual salary at averaging $30,000 a year. Now, if that's your only income, keep in mind that's not taxed either. You have to, that's without taxes taken out. You have to pay the income tax on that. You can expect to keep maybe $20,000 of that. And of course, deduct that $1,200 a year out of that expense. And incidentally, way less than 1% of all Wake Up Now participants ever reach that amount. The bottom line here, folks, is that all this nonsense about showing off tax forms without actually showing any numbers, cleverly hiding the right parts so that you can't see, it's all smoke and mirrors, guys. Nobody's making any money out of this thing except the schmucks that run this company. There's a few people at the very top of the pyramid scheme, or pyramid here, that have made out like bandits, and every one of you that's paying to participate in the scheme now are lining their pockets. If somebody is pressuring you to join Wake Up Now, don't do it. It's a ripoff, a complete scam, and by their own documentation, less than 1% of all participants ever turn any kind of profit at all through the scheme. Less than 1%. You've got better odds of winning the lottery than you are of making significant income off of Wake Up Now. The whole thing's a pyramid scheme, top to bottom, complete ripoff. So don't believe the hype. And next time somebody tries to just wave a tax form in front of you, grab their hand and insist on actually seeing it yourself. Those numbers won't impress you nearly as much as they're hoping it will. So, yeah, I think that's about it for now. There's plenty of other juicy tidbits in the Policies and Procedures Manual that really revealed the true nature of the scam, but I think we're going to cover that in another video coming up in a few days' time. But I just figured it was worth highlighting this particular trick and trying to defang it a little bit so that it doesn't actually fool anybody. So, like always, if somebody presents proof that this isn't a scam, dig into the details, and you're going to find it really is a scam. So until next time, folks, thanks for listening, and we'll see you later.